All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Swain Batty League. I'm still AJS0, joined here to bring you Game 2 with my boy Thrifty Senpai.
How you doing today,
Thrifty,
Swift?
I am fantastic. I just got to watch a beautiful upset where Salvo lost, and stuff like that brings joy in my heart. Maybe next up we'll watch another beautiful upset where Master Splitter can drop a game.
Yeah, we'll see. This team did drop a game last week to the revitalized Winter Bronies, but I mean they didn't have their star player on it, so it'll be good to see how they're doing.
Yeah, it's
Now
really
that they have
amazing
him back.
how our perspective on that game changed because first it was, oh, well, TSA without Master Splinter is just the dumpster fire. But now, One Trick Runs with a new lineup, I actually got a pretty substantial win in the last game, so
Yeah,
who knows what that can say. Fortunately, we got a few weeks left to figure that all out.
yeah. Caveats did not get to have their starting roster again, but that wasn't like the whole end of the story. It wasn't like just because they didn't have it that they lost everything. So.
So going in, we've got Pot of Greed versus TSA here, and this could be a big game for Pot of Greed. They're currently at 3-3, which put them a game back from the Coffee House and Kick-Ass combo that were both 4-2. If they could steal a win here, we really have a lot of competition for the playoff spots. And with One Trick Bronies surging, I mean, every game really matters.
Yeah, I know that was a big game because that puts Pot of Greed is now within striking distance for tying for third. Like guaranteed tied for third, possibly three-way tie for second, depending on how these games go. And One Trick Bronies picking up the game puts them now into fifth place and only possible depending on Pot of Greed loses, then they're only a game ahead of the One Trick Bronies. It really makes for us for a really interesting race for fourth here.
All right, I think we finally have all players ready here, so we should be just about hopping into the draft.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how this draft will go. Let's
Yeah,
always a
TSA.
fun way to start everything off.
Yeah, TSA has generally had pretty good drafting. They know what their team wants to do, and they do it. Pot of
Yeah,
Greed, it's like you reach your hand into a pot of drafts and you don't know what you're going to pull out.
yeah,
Some weeks it's going to be Purple Pickle Pie on a hard carry. Some weeks he's going to be playing Shen.
yep. Starting off pretty quick here. Get the Vel'Koz banned for Pot of Greed, pulling that away from Blabooer, and Gray's band taking it away from Memenomics.
Blab has to love that his Vel'Koz is like the power pick now that we've seen Salvo lose on the Jinx a few times.
Yeah, yeah. That's definitely gotta feel good having like the one where it's just like you always eat this bit and no one else has that now. That Salvo used to have that status as well, but
Yeah,
not
some
recently.
fairly standard bans here, and going to come down to a Ziggs first pick going over to Phoenix Blaze, who has played mid lane 3 times for Pot of Greed, played Ziggs all 3 of those times, and a huge denial pick from Blabooer, who's picked Ziggs every
I
time it's been
really like
available.
I really like how that went there.
Same.
They got to take off West's Tech Room, and Misfortune off Bernie Sanders spot is a great takeaway. And then they just managed to hit 2 hits at Blab, which has basically been almost all he has played mid this season, except for last week, I think.
Last week and the first week, he
Yeah.
played 4 consecutive Ziggs games where he just had an absurd
Yeah.
KDA over that stretch. And at this point, the question is, can Vlad be as effective if he's not playing Vel'Koz or Ziggs? We don't know that yet. And not only that, Ziggs is one of the mid lanes that, I mean, it's probably the safest mid to blind pick in the entire game. So you can start your draft off and you're not giving anything up by doing it.
Yeah. We're going to see the Ash Leona coming out for TSA. That's a pretty solid. Reventoad's been really good on Leona.
Yeah, Reventoad's been good on the Leona, but the Ash, a bit different than what we've been seeing on a Bernie Sanders bot, who's been playing Misfortune almost every time it's been available. His other games have been Jinx and Twitch. We haven't seen him with the kind of pressure that the Enchanted Crystal Arrow brings.
No,
So
yeah, we'll
we'll
see
see
how he
how he
goes.
uses that.
Oh.
That's different. That is not your grandfather's Blabooer in the mid lane.
Yeah,
Picking
that's for
up
sure.
Talon.
I know
Vlad,
he's been playing it a lot lately. I do know that much.
Yeah, TSA looking like they want to kind of switch up their style a bit here, as Vlad has traditionally always been a backline mage, and that's how TSA's exclusively used them. So, really excited to see what he does in the mid lane. He must like that matchup into Ziggs.
Yeah, definitely does have some good pill pressure there. I am real. It also has great roam potential, which is something that can be very good against this pot of green lineup. I'm really excited to see how that does.
So bans coming out. We see Lucian being taken away from the camera. Anyone that's been watching the LCS lately has probably noticed Lucian is back in a big way. And generally a pick I would like in Ashe Leona, so I like that as a ban. Something we've seen camera play traditionally. And then Gragas also being taken away, guessing that's just something that Neem's been practicing a lot lately. Meanwhile, Master Splinter drawing an extra 2 bans, bringing him up to 3 of the 5 bans drawn this game, as Nocturne and Evelyn both off the board. Because we know Master Splinter probably going to do a little more than we saw King and Niggs doing with that ETH pick.
Yeah.
I mean, I you could always justify Master Splinter having.
Yeah, I am surprised we didn't see that get banned. The Swain there. Sword Mace didn't pick his thing to the last rotation. It is by far Sword's most comfortable top laner. It's the one he plays the most.
Yeah, we get to watch TSA do the most Master Splinter thing possible. Last pick a jungler. Not the first time this season that's happened.
No.
So they got something a little goofy in mind. We'll see in a moment. Currently a little light on the tankiness, though, so it makes me think we're not going to see anything too crazy out of Master Splinter. And Pot of Greed looking like they are all in to just go forward here with the Jarvan and the Vi picked up now from Economics. And Caitlyn going to close things out for Cammer.
Yeah. Something I didn't really touch on, I really, really liked that Jarvan pickup, third pick there. Because that was something that could like easily be flexed by both players. We know both of them have played it. He's a powerful jungler right now. Purple's been having a lot of success on it with the top lane.
Not only that, it's very good against the way Sword and Mace plays, where he's normally gankable. Yeah. And somebody you can bully in lane, and Jarvan does both. Not only that, Jarvan fairly difficult to gank, so you have a chance to outplay Master Splinter if he shows up in your lane. And the draft can be closed out with a really old school Master Splinter pick we haven't seen in a while here. Wukong in the jungle.
That's one of Wes's favorites, actually. He's always really enjoyed that champion.
Yeah, no,
it's really snowbally.
All-time Splinter champion. I'm curious how it's going to play out into that team composition. Going to be more about the pick and the dive forward than necessarily the wombo combo. But it's a much more effective pick than a lot of people realize because it's not something that a lot of people play.
Yeah, and I mean he does have actually some fairly good gank routes where he's able to stealth into lanes to get a couple of steps ahead of time.
Hesitation is death.
I'm very curious to see how these things are going to go out. Though this TSA squad is not very tanky. Swain is kind of bruiserish, and Leona is definitely one of the tankier supports.
Playtime's over.
But that's not going to get as tanky as possibly a Jarvan or Vi are going to, because we know Wes likes to build his damage on his junglers, especially things like Wukong, which can snowball.
I shall endure.
Yeah, so looking at some of these matchups here, really interested to watch Miminomics now back in the jungle after a few weeks stretch over the middle of the season in the mid lane. I know he has been kind of on a high horse lately. He felt very good about that LAN tournament win, but if there is anyone in this world that doesn't like people taking credit for his work, it's Master Splinter, who was undoubtedly the reason that team won the most recent Pong LAN. And Master Splinter kind of has a history of shitting on people in this situation. And really everyone in every situation. He's been doing it for a long time.
Yeah, in context for people who I didn't understand, what happened with the Pong LAN is we didn't have a set team that went to that LAN. There was only 2 other teams that signed up. They had a whole bunch of people just draft between like SBL and friends.
Yeah, there ended up being 3 teams that were essentially all composed of SBL players that entered this tournament. So they were by far the best teams at the LAN. And there was a lot of shit talk back and forth, and ultimately the team that had Master Splinter, and I don't even know who else on it won because I didn't play, I didn't watch. The Master Splinter teams, they always win in those situations.
I distinctly remember having a very nice snap during that that time of the LAN.
But yeah, this game to me, there's a lot of very snowbally lanes here, so this is going to be very much about the jungle matchup to me, and whoever can get the first few good ganks off. I really can see what happens in this top lane, because if Purple manages to get ahead like he's been doing all season long, as a Jarvan player, if you get ahead on the Swain will not have a good time.
Yeah, no, that is both of them. I mean, Jarvan at least has a bit more come from behind. Like, if he gets dicked, he's going to have a really, really rough time from Swain. But he's got a little bit more play just because he brings the CC and has like a bit better roam potential. But if that Swain falls behind, he is in a very, very rough time.
So, lane we haven't been talking about much. Hammer and Destiny.
Yeah.
Destiny, this is the first time he has played a mage support all season. He's been playing Braum, Nautilus, Taric so far. Even Frisky Senpai last week when he played Nautilus was the selection. This is by far, I mean, this is about as dominant of a lane as you could put together in all of League of Legends in any meta, is Caitlyn Zyra. This is going to be a very good chance for Cammer to go full cam.
This is definitely something. That is definitely something to like keep a really big eye on here. The last time these two teams met, Cammer went completely off on the bot lane.
Oh yeah, that's true. That was that week 2 game.
Yes,
Cammer's first game of the season, where, as you may all remember, he was like 8-0-0 with the 11-minute mark, and we were already etching the Pot of Green name into the SBL Champion Trophy. The Master Splinter hard carried harder, and suddenly won that game on accident.
Yeah, so I'm super excited to see how this goes again. But this is another time when they have those really strong bot lanes, and we could see Camera go off on a champion that's a bit safer than Jhin.
Yeah, Camera with a little more respect for Master Splinter, bringing a dash into his kit this time.
Yeah, traps as well help. Yeah, so we'll see if we can see the young Cammer go off once again and just leave a wake of bodies behind him.
Yo, I want to give a shout out to the young Cammer. I see a pop up in my Facebook occasionally as like a recommended friend, and every time I see him, I just see the eyes of a man who's swimming in pussy. So props to the young Cammer. Him and his Dick Suck squad. May your glory be eternal. Because your glory has not been eternal on the Summoner's Rift this season. Because you know you've been feeding a lot out your ass. just to make sure, no gray area there.
Yeah.
So we haven't really talked about these comps at all.
No, we haven't. I was about to get into that, but you beat me to it. So
picks, you know, they're going for picks here. I think the team fight's gonna be a bit better out of TSA, but they're gonna have a really hard time getting good team fights because there's a lot of good disengage. These are both teams that like they want to cut back until they have a good fight and then turn and re-engage.
I don't know about that from the TSA squad. This TSA squad actually is just trying to fucking find an initiation, make a big team fight.
So yes, they have decent kind of potential, but they want to play forward.
No, they want to play forward for sure. They want to try to get like an Ashe Arrow or a Swain Snare, and then or a Leona ult, and just follow it up with Wukong or something along those lines. Get a Talon flank in there, delete people. This TSA squad has a bit better pick, has good pick potential with Jarvan and Vi, but they mostly want to like siege kite back with the Caitlyn Zig Zyra.
Yeah, it is going to be very difficult for TSA to kind of push on the towers because there's going to be so much wave clear. Ziggs and Caitlyn, Zyra, that's the best wave clear champ at 3 different positions. So TSA might have to execute some early tower dives to stop this game from just completely stalling out.
Early on, I think Lulu can also be argued as having like comparable wave clear to Zyra.
Yeah. But I mean, if our argument is whether it's the best or the second best at one of the 3 positions, still a lot of fucking wave clear coming out of Pot of Greed.
Yeah, no. But
if there's anyone in the SBL who does not mind tower diving, it's going to be Master Splinter.
Yeah. That is for sure.
Dude, I don't feel like I've ever noticed that Samsung White Talon splash before. Probably because Talon has been out of the meta for so long.
Yeah, he was like going out of the meta like right as they released the skin, which is kind of a shame because it's a pretty sweet Talon skin.
Yeah, and you know, Samsung White Talon, he's got the face of a man that could win the Dive Kick tournament.
He really does.
So we'll see if Blab can translate that onto the Rift. I'm excited to see Blab on an assassin, man. He has the skill to play an assassin, to say the least.
Yeah.
Going forward, we maybe going to see a level 1 Destiny and Memenomics going forward. Probably just setting up a ward here. And yep, just going to be boring old line of scrimmage at level 1.
"30 seconds until minions spawn."
I feel like it'd be a really fun SBL tradition just to not talk until minions spawn every week.
Yeah. Apologies.
No, I didn't want to alert anyone to what was going on. When there's dead silence in League of Legends because it's so rare, I didn't realize there were so many nature sounds.
I kind of like lost it. I got lost in the moment. I was just sitting here and it was so tranquil and serene, and you know, now we're off to fucking war.
War is coming.
Slapping each other. This is what happened. Nature was beautiful, and then we ruined it. Alright. Man, nothing too crazy here. We're gonna see Master Splinter with a bit of a different route than usual. I've seen a few people doing this lately. I'm not exactly sure the reasoning behind it, as I don't play too much jungle. I haven't played too much solo queue.
Yeah,
but
wow, a really good start at level 1 there out of Phoenix Blaze, putting a lot of damage onto Renai, who does have an extra health potion, but...
Yeah. I don't know, but do you know anything about the switch? So he started off at Wraiths. Like, he started chickens, he went to Red.
I think he just wants to get early pressure down onto Cammer, would be my best guess. We know Master Splinter, he hasn't ganked Sword and Mace a ton of times this season, so he might be content to say, hey man, we would lose that 2v2 in top lane if I come there first. Maybe I try to get Camera behind early. As a failed Destiny being eaten out by the Leona, he flashes out with no health, but a flash auto attack out of Reventode. But Camera going forward, going to get heal baited. Camera has gone way too deep here as he is now stunned in a creep wave, running for his life. But oh no, Bernie Sanders spot, barely gets out, and now Master Splinter has arrived. The double kill, and meanwhile in the top lane, meet with the gank, they get the kill for Sword.
Oh, whew. What an explosive start to this game, and also definitely not the way I would have expected this to go.
Oh, not only do they get 2 kills in the bot lane, they get a full lane freeze for as long as they want it.
Yeah.
You cannot have this happen in a Caitlyn lane. This throws away the entire purpose of having picked Caitlyn.
Yeah, and also you get that, like, it wasn't even like a good game for Master Splinter. He just walked up and he got a kill.
Well, yeah, they had already lost the fight before Master Splinter had even showed up, and Cammer just went full cam, tried to get an extra kill without respecting the fact that Bernie Sanders bot also gets to start the game with summoners.
Yeah, no. And he didn't... He could have healed to save Destiny there when they had a flash to follow him.
Rough stuff. But fortunately, Pot of Greed knows they don't need Cameron to be going off the win because the young purple pickle pie with the early kill on Jarvan. Currently, I think holding a lane freeze up there. Yeah, purple pickle pie has a lane freeze.
That is good. We're gonna see a really interesting situation here with how this lane's gonna
Phoenix
work out.
plays is Ignite. He is... Oh no, he flashes out. Lab does not get the extra right click, and the Ignite just barely not gonna kill him.
Yeah, that barrier barely saved him. He just did a little late. I think it was just because he was surprised by the amount of damage that Talon put out there.
Yeah, no, with Talon's come back in the LCS, he's been kind of hard to follow. He's always just jumping around walls, putting out damage in new ways. It's not the old Talon, but a snare goes down on a Bernie Sanders spot. A lot of damage comes down, but now Destiny also taking a bit. Cameron can't play this any further forward. He is now showing some respect to the enemy bot lane. As we see, Bernie Sanders bot looking like he's maybe going into the Blade of the Root King for... Oh, geez, another snare, but now Cameron being engaged on Marucho and maybe too deep to follow. And the Ignite goes out on a Bernie Sanders bot, but Cameron gets the kill.
Oh.
What the hell?
This game is like way more exciting than I ever expected. We're like dead even now, 2-2, 5 more in, fights everywhere. Summoners blown in pretty much every position.
Oh my god, yeah, they're almost all the summoners in this game are down right now at 6 minutes here.
However, I'm gonna feel scared for Sword and Mace because Purple Pickle Pie just got to take that huge CSC.
Oh, but I'm scared for Phoenix Blaze because Master Splitter coming out of the river. Oh, just kidding, he's 6, he's gonna bounce out.
Yeah, beautiful satchel charge though. Splits both the jungler and the opposing mid away from him. Oh my goodness. Good plays, dumb plays. Great plays all around.
That's what I expect out of a game with Cameron in it.
Yeah.
So Cameron, he's still sticking around in that bot lane. He wants to push for another 200 gold, roughly. He's going to go for a BF sword back, and they can easily get the pressure to keep laning there. They have Memenomics in the area. And Purple Pickle Pie, he's getting huge in that top lane. He is already up about 650 gold.
He's got a really nice freeze here where he is just zoning off Sword and Mace from a lot of experience and a lot of gold. And that's really going to hurt Swain because Swain... Yeah, because he's still going Catalyst build. I want to see Swain, if this continues to go, he needs to not go Rod of Ages and actually needs to get the... I don't know, the freaking Ice Shard one, the GLP 800 or whatever the heck it's called. Because he just needs to not be trying to ramp up stats over time when he's going to get that Roa so late.
Yeah, or he's going to just straight up need some armor because Jarvan has such an insane amount of burst. Maybe he needs to build that half of the Danya's hourglass.
Yeah, no, he needs to vary his build path though. If he just takes this Catalyst straight into Roa, which is what he normally would do, it's going to be in a really bad spot.
Kind of a struggle for Sword Mace. Oh, Phoenix plays. He's in a lot of danger here, but Memenomics actually made his way around in this mid lane. Renai going for an outplay with the Talon ult, and he's walking away, but the Assault and Battery coming in, has to flash into the river, but Meme flashes to follow, gets a kill for himself.
Very good punish from Memenomics there, was in the right place at the right time, and now we see Sword of Mace rolling up, party in the mid lane.
Yeah, Sword, I didn't see where he came from there. But he's going to lose a bunch of creeps in the top lane to do it.
Oh, he's not even going to grab the creeps mid.
And now Destiny being engaged on Exhaust has to go down onto Camber, but the Leona comes up, and now here's Master Splitter. Gets the kill onto Camber. Leona gets the kill onto Destiny. And, man, whoever said we were about to watch the best bot lane in the SBL.
It was one of the Dick Suck squad.
I know. Jeez, this is just not great out of Camera and Destiny.
Yeah. Oh, the Zigzalt's gonna end any semblance of trying to take this as the first tower of the game.
Yeah, at least there is that, but Bernie Sanders bot in Remitode, I think we're in an alright. I guess he's building Blade of the Ruined King, so he's in a fine spot to back. By the way, for those of you that are unaware, there were gigantic gigantic Blade of the Ruined King buffs that hit. The LCS was being played week 9 with these buffs live. We're back in the every 80k build and Blade of the Ruined King meta, pretty much.
Yeah.
There's a few exceptions. Caitlyn is one of the exceptions.
Yeah. Something to point out though is like,
Renai's dead. Blab jumps in. Sorry, Blab gets jumped, and Phoenix Blaze picks up a kill.
Yeah, he thought he was sneaky, just trying to wait there, wait for Ziggs to push out and get the flank, and he instead gets caught sitting on a ward. Purple Pickle Pie rolls up to put down the pain.
Yeah, now he's putting some pressure down in this mid lane.
It's gonna be real interesting where we're gonna have a struggle here, it looks like, between the top and the bottom half of the map for this game. Like, we're real even, but none of these lanes are remotely close to even.
Sword and Mace. Yeah, that was just a bad teleport. I don't know what was called for there, or what he thought he was going for, but as Swain, you can't just like teleport under a tower unless that tower is being dove.
Yeah, no. Something to point out though is like Purple's already getting close. He's gonna have a 50 CS lead almost after this wave. Are we gonna see a Flame Horizon here?
Oh yeah, Purple's already up. Purple is already up 1,200 gold.
Yes, that's because he has a kill, and he has almost double. Like he is almost double Sword and Mace's farm, and this is like double at 5 minutes. This is double at 10. That's not easy to do.
Yeah, and while that's going down, Mimenomics solos out the dragon. It's a Cloud Drake 4-pot of Greed.
Yeah.
Which, the way they've been rotating some guys around the map, maybe they'll make a play with that.
I'm definitely sure Purple Pickle Pie would appreciate that.
Purple is so good.
Yeah, he is. Imagine if he actually played this game more. Oh, God. It's scary, honestly.
Oh, but the arrow goes. Camera flashes it, but he gives up Destiny in the process. Who tries to get a snare off, but it's not enough to save his life. But it looks like the fight's going to keep going as a huge Zigzag comes in. A shutdown from Mimenomics and exhausted to come out of the camera with the Assault Barrier on a pretty safe spot. Double kill for Mimenomics, and they are going forward. A kill for Camera and a 1-for-3 bait by Failed Destiny.
Beautiful turnaround. Just the way that worked out. You could tell Destiny did not want to get hit by the arrow, but they didn't kill him fast enough, and it worked out really well.
Oh, and now in the top lane, Sword has to flash out of the Cataclysm as the knockup gets botched by Purple. But Sword needs to be careful playing forward here. And also, turrets going down in the bot lane. Phoenix and Camera are going to take turrets pretty fast. I think they might get 2 turrets here.
Yeah. All of a sudden, what was like a dead even game after the second turret here, because of Satchel Shard. Oh,
Master Splinter's going forward. He gets a huge Wukong ult. The turret goes down, but at what cost? A shutdown onto Mimenomics, I think, gonna be the end.
Yeah, no, but Renai's Tribulation's coming in from the flank. He might be able to find something here.
Too. A teleport coming out of Purple Pickle Pie, and he's not gonna have to cancel it. Now Renai may be in a weird situation. As Sword just trying to get some damage done in this top lane.
Nah, he's Talon. He gets to do the weird wall jump shit. He's way gone. And that's gonna be really... Sword's gotta be praising God for that, because... to get just a nice like wave into the tower, be able to pick up some CS without the constant fear of death. But we're seeing a sizable gold lead now coming out for Pot of Greed.
Yeah, looking at some individual matchups here, despite everything that was going wrong for Camera, he is up in his matchup, about 800 gold in the bot lane.
Yeah. I mean, everything's gone round now, but he's at 2-2-2, where Bernie Sanders' bot's 0-2-6, and he's got a 10 CS lead, so... I mean, things are far and far from great, but it could have been worse.
Sword did just pick up the Rod of Ages there, a 13-minute Roa. How is that for a power curve?
That's actually not bad. That's a pretty good timing window on Roa.
That's what I was thinking too. So he doesn't have any boots yet, but he hasn't lost his turret despite everything that's going wrong. He got the Roa at 13. Not the worst timeline for Sword and Mace.
The 2 purple roams are really what saved him. I mean, Purple needed to do them, and it was right for him to do that. He picked the kill up on Blab, and then saved his team bot. Yeah, but that did save Sword. Like, that let Sword get his Roa on time, because he's gotten to pick up. He's almost doubled his CS in the last, like, 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Actually, he has, in 4 minutes, he's doubled his CS.
Watch out, Master Splinter being completely unseen here. The arrow comes in, Leonel comes in, Camera just gets Gim. Master Splinter going to pick up the single and Reventoad gonna pick up the other. But now watch, Miminomics coming into this mid lane.
That's just them pushing up way too far. They didn't, like, you gotta respect the fact, if you don't have Flash, they have Leona and Ashe. That is a lot of engage.
And now Miminomics maybe accidentally back in, and he gets hit by the Leona. Master Splinter, no, Reventoad, stop! You're Leona! And now Purple botches something in the top lane. He takes a huge trade, doesn't have to flash, but he's gonna have to back. This is just... everything is being played so weird by Pot of Greed here. They're playing with leeway that they don't have.
Yeah, I don't know. That was a series of really big mistakes, and looks like we're gonna have a lane swap to top lane now. But Master Splinter and I are already looking kind of over there, and the plant will spot out Master Splinter though.
Yeah, but they're gonna give up.
But because
bot
they give up bot
turret
because of that
for
rotation. Like,
what the hell? That was a
we're
really
back,
bad swap.
Now we're back to even.
And
Like,
now
they had a
Master
huge lead,
Splinter.
they broke
Oh,
up.
they're gonna get a kill here. Master
Yep.
Splinter dives in. Destiny just gets popped. 0-5. He's dying once every 3 minutes. Such a bad game out of Destiny.
Honestly, like, watching what he's been doing with this era, he does not know how to play it.
Well, the thing with me, Destiny, I know I love the guy, he's beautiful, but I've been criticizing him all season because he's just been straight up inting in half of his team's games.
His positioning has been really, really bad.
And it's a lot
this
more
game.
noticeable now that he's playing a mage support instead of a tank.
On a champion where, like, positioning is one of the most important parts of it, that's just not where you want to be, and it is showing.
I see Meme going for a flank onto Sword and Mace. Tosses out the Assault and Battery Camera with his 3rd kill of the game.
Yeah. Nice pickup between the two of them. Use the vision to their advantage.
But they have a lot of bodies. Meme showing in the top lane with 7 seconds on this Dragon spawn, and that is a Fire Dragon coming up.
Yep. Ashe Arrow coming in.
Oh, but Purple gets a huge Cataclysm off, as now Fierce Blaze and Destiny kiting backwards. Purple going to trade himself for Bernie Sanders' bot. And Renai still looking for it in here as he tosses out the Talon ultimate, but Zigzal going to match mids trade for each other. And somehow Dragon has been avoided while Camera keeps pushing in this top lane.
Yeah. Let's say, what a fucking trade. I don't think that trade overall was worth, just because of the way who the kills were on and all the gold was at for Pot of Greed, especially because looks like we're now seeing TSA moving for that Dragon. But we'll see here.
Yeah, Tower for Dragon. Destiny doing a lot to zone here. Now Purple teleporting in. Maybe Pot of Greed did get here in time because that's the Dragon. Swords in the top lane with no teleport available.
Yeah.
And after totally botching the positioning, they somehow walk away with the Dragon?
Quick return, that was good. I mean, they did kill enough people off that, like, Master Splinter Leona isn't going to take a Dragon super fast. Like, Toad and... I don't care if Leona's 4, 1, and 5. You're not getting that Dragon super fast.
And now Camera, has to jump out of the snare there.
Yeah. Able to keep this tower safe, though. Now we're seeing a lot of,
Yeah, Purple's there. There's no tower for Sword as Purple misses the knockup. But Camera bringing in the Caitlyn ult. Purple trying to hold on to Cataclysm. And Sword Mace is gonna get out as he had a lot of teammates showing up to save him there.
that was just... They tried to save cooldowns, and they just underestimated the Swain healing. He's got the Tabby now, and the cloth armor, so he doesn't... Like, he's taking a lot less.
And now Camera maybe disrespecting the talent as Cataclysm gets out. Ooh, Purple does get the give onto Red Knight. Meanwhile, there's Billy Reventoad getting popped up, gets the Leona ult off, but he's going to die. Turret going down as well, but now Master Splinter with the 1v3 gets the kill onto the Zyra, still pushing forward, gets the double kill onto Miminomics. Master Splinter 8-1-3 here.
Yeah, he's a big Wukong. It doesn't help that people are literally just throwing themselves, offering him up to the Monkey King. But Like, oof. This game is keeping me on the edge of my seat in a lot of ways I would have never predicted.
Yeah, this has truly been a clown fiesta through 19 minutes. We are averaging so far past the kill a minute. And I was gonna say, you know, the surprising thing, we talked about heading into this how big the jungle matchup was gonna be. Meme has played this game better than I expected he was going to. Not so well in the last few minutes, but had a pretty solid game. It's just Master Splinter is the MVP of the league. You can't match that.
Yeah, the thing is, Splinter's been consistently good this game as well. Like, he's been, like, right places, right time. Meme has made some questionable choices. He's made some really good plays and really good choices. But some of them have also been, like, leaving a little bit to be desired.
Yeah, the way Meme plays is like a microcosm of everything that's wrong with Pot of Greed. Where, like, he makes one play, and then suddenly he just gets so hypey that he makes a misplay happen in the immediate next fight. It's like, no one knows how to calm down on this team, and he's the worst of it. And Purple's just trying his hardest to carry.
Yeah, Purple looking really good once again. 3-1 and 2, 40 CS lead. Despite being down in kills, Pot of Greed's actually up almost 3k.
Yeah, they have 3 extra towers, and they have that 3-tower lead. They also have the 2 dragons. I mean, I feel like we're shitting on Pot of Greed here, but they are not in a bad situation.
No, they're in a great situation here. Like, the thing is, you have to kind of, like, look beyond just, like, easy kills. But, like, they're up on towers, they're up on CS overall, so that's why they have a good lead here.
And a really big thing is that I don't know what Renai Circulation is going to do in this game. Normally, when you have the talent, I assume we were going to see a 1-3-1 or maybe a 1-4 come out of TSA, ideally.
Yeah.
Blabour had to be a 1. And he is 1-4-1 with no CS on this talent at 21 minutes. He will never be able to 1v1 Purple Pickle Pie. No. You won't even be able to tower dive Phoenix plays, and if that happens to be the way the rotation plays out. Blab has had an awful game. Oh, but no, Destiny gets snared, takes a ton of dot damage. That might be a recall forced in a bad timing.
Yeah, fortunately they still have Caitlyn Ziggs, which is, like, great at just stalling out, holding a tower there between the two of them.
Purple.
Edge of Night gonna keep Renai's Circulation safe. Was waiting there with bated breath. We're gonna have an Ocean Drake coming up here in a minute and a half as well. I imagine we probably aren't going to see way too... Normally I would say we won't see way too much until then, just because, like, where the waves are. But this game has never failed to disappoint on exciting moments.
Yeah. Yeah, TSA, you know, they might put a little extra priority on that dragon. Oh, but here comes the Astro, gonna hit Cammer. Master Splitter coming forward with a 3-man knockout of Destiny so deep under his tower. Pot of Greed running for their lives, but not going to save them. 2 for Master Splitter, 1 for Sword and Mace.
Ziggs didn't even ult there.
Well, you can't expect people to pop ults in team fights, Tim. That's absurd.
Oh, I'm sorry. But either way, really solid fight from TSA there. They got the pick onto camera. They followed up real hard.
They have so many tools to set up Master Splinter. They only need one of them to happen. Master Splinter can take on as many champions at a time as he wants here. And they're going to get 2 towers. They're going to almost even up towers. They're going to take the team gold lead for the first time in a while. And it's all on Master Splinter's back.
I was like, dead even right now. Crazy good game out of Master Splinter.
Yeah. Fortunately for Pot of Greed, this should give them a free dragon here, as Master Splinter is just getting his base off. There's a really good opportunity for a setup here. Catacombs comes out and forces the flash out of Sword and Mace. I'm actually normally trading flash for an ult, or it's going to be worth, but if they're setting up this dragon like they have, they might have needed that Cataclysm for this fight, but no,
I don't think so. They're going to go way before anyone from TSA can get there, as you can see.
And like we said, there's going to be a lot of, like, kiting and wave clearing coming out of this Pot of Greed comp. They definitely get more out of that Ocean Drake than TSA does.
They do. Oh, a nice circulation. Finding himself in an awkward situation.
Yeah, but Master Splinter finding himself exactly where he wants him on the enemy's backline, gets a kill onto the Ziggs, and he's going for Renai. Picks up the kill on Beam. Now Master Splinter kiting backwards. Gonna barely make it out. Renai gets out with the Starex proc, but oh, the camera roll comes in. Somehow both those kills go on to Purple Pickle Pie, and this fight might not be over. The Zyra ult coming out with a huge two-man knockup. Bernie Sanders not trying to salvage this, but he is so deep. You do not want to be getting honored by Camber. Now Purple kiting for his life. Not going to make it out here, but Camber getting off big autos. That knockup on Disordered Base might have been enough. Camber with a double. Just him and the Leona alive as the redemption finishes things off.
Oh my goodness. And the Leona is the one man standing.
Hey, Leona's saying it's a good thing I stole all those kills early.
What a fight.
And, yeah. When you get a 4 for 5 where just this Leona lives, that's kind of a team fight that no one won.
Yeah. Like I said, we're still 25 minutes here. We're less than 400 gold difference. This game is still hanging on the absolute edge.
Yeah, to have 38 kills in 25 minutes and have a 300 gold difference is incredible. You don't get that often in 2017 League of Legends.
No.
So when do you think Pot of Greed are going to start building some armor?
Well, they haven't built it yet, so my hopes aren't very high.
Yeah, because the thing is, Master Splinter, his power spike is not going to be forever. Oh, but Renai Circulation, what are you doing? Dying to Phoenix Blaze, that's what you're doing. But this could be a really good opportunity for a 4-1 here at a Pot of Greed, as Purple is already near the tier 3 in the bot lane.
Yeah, but they have to be very careful here. We've seen multiple times how fast and explosive they engage.
Yeah, they're playing very far back. They're waiting for Sword and Mace to show on the minimap, which he just did. Now they finally have the number advantage, but they can still botch this to the Wombo ults, as Master Splinter is looking...
Some nice poke coming down from Phoenix Blaze here, though.
That was huge. That was a lot of damage, and now Master Splinter's a little more scared to engage. This camera can finally get some hits in onto this turret. And we're going to see most of that turret's health go down. Oh, it's gonna go down. Ziggs.
Yeah, you forget the Ziggs Central Charge. Boom. Breaking the bank.
What an exciting ability. Also, I wanna give some credit to Bernie Sanders bot. Currently 1-4-17. That is 17 assists on the AD carry. This is not a drill. And with Renai Circulation, this is not a drill. You are dead.
No, yeah, he has the best kill participation out of anyone on his team. Like, he's got good arrows, just good to like support play, which is really all you could expect. Like, when you have an AD carry like Bernie Sanders bot, you are more than happy to have that happening.
Now we see the 1-4 coming out again here for Pot of Greed. Purple is in a very good position here, but his team, Camber, you do not need to be going for right clicks, but he gets them and they matter. That is so much damage down.
Yeah, we're gonna see Sword and Mace
on the tier 3.
Yeah, Sword Mace's gonna try him back, but he's gonna be running into Meme.
Really smart play out of Meme there. He takes the Ashe out. He's taking a lot of damage here, and he does go down, but what can Purple get for this in the bot lane as a 3-man Leona ult comes down. Renai Circulation did spawn while all this is going on, but Purple did get the tier 3, and he's not scared of Renai Circulation. That is a tiny talent, but Destiny, oh, this could be a disaster. A 1-for-1 here is such crazy posturing. I think Camber and Phoenix Blaze think they're dead, so they're just trying to take a tower first, as now Sanders bot and Master Splitter coming forward.
That's actually a 2-for-1 in the top lane. Oh my.
And now Camber trying to trade with Bernie Sanders bot, and he's gonna do it! But Master Splitter picks him up down. Phoenix Blaze flashes the wall. He is running, and he's gonna get out.
Oh my goodness. Overall, we're gonna see 2-for-3? No, 3-for-3. 3-for-3 over the whole entire situation.
3-for-3, but an extra 2 turrets taken.
One of them's an inhib turret. Like, now we see another. Once again, we see Product Grade with another like 3K lead. I don't think it's really ever gotten bigger than that at any point in this game.
And that all started with Blabur getting picked off early.
Twice
21
twice
kill participation on that Bernie Sanders bot. You know who has nowhere near 21. LeBoer, who's got 2 and 1 in those columns.
Definitely not his strongest game this season. Oh, we're seeing another dragon. I have a second ocean dragon coming up in 30 seconds. Something I can imagine Pot of Greed really wanting to get their hands on.
Yeah, but now they're in a tough spot because if Pot of Greed managed to get onto the Baron, they're going to take it pretty fast.
Yeah.
With the Ash Arrow coming in, not going to hit there. It's a big cooldown down. And Blab, we know you can jump those walls, man, but maybe eventually you got to stop playing so forward.
I say, once again, we see Purple Pickle Pie running into that bot lane. He's threatening to take the inhib, but he's in an awkward position. But he looks like, yeah, he's gonna be completely fine.
Yeah, Purple playing with a lot of respect in the split push.
Yeah. Oh.
And yep, there come the Baron pings. They drew so many bodies towards the bottom here. Purple is teleporting in. Baron gonna be started. And remember, with a Zyra on the team, that is a lot of damage going out. Now, Swordface, he is gonna be too early with this teleport. He is in the Baron pit, and he pops the Zodiac. He's buying time as Baron Dash is putting down a lot of damage. Swordface did it for his team.
Wait,
is the exhaust down on the camera. Oh my god, every member of Pot of Greed is so low as finally the rest of TSA have gotten here. People dying in both directions as Camera is trying to kite out his life. Destiny, the only survivor for his team. A 2 for 4 in the Baron pit. And that was too aggressive of a force out of Pot of Greed.
It was something that looked really good on paper. The problem is the second they saw Sword like TPing in, they go just happily like backed off, like just hit the Baron in there, let him start taking a ton of damage from the Baron while they go to meet the rest of their team.
Oh, Destiny is not done here.
But the plants,
but the plants get the kill. But at least Reventon and Master Splinter are gonna get their team's first dragon of the game.
Well, yeah, that's no 80 carry for 45 seconds, and that's all down for longer. One of these teams almost has a kill per minute. This game is an absolute bloodbath.
This is so much better than game 1.
Yeah, no, this game has been a pleasure to watch and cast.
Yeah, well, what's crazy is TSA are picking up exactly where they left off last week. The only difference is they put Master Splinter back into the lineup. But that is not what they wanted us to be saying 32 minutes into this game.
No. That's definitely not. However, the Master Splinter experience, as anyone who's played in the SBL for more than a season knows, can be quite real.
But, you know, like we were saying, if this game goes late, who has to become the carry? Is it Bernie Sanders' bot or is it Sword and Mace?
I
mean,
I would say it has to be Bernie Sanders' spot.
And he does not have what you think of as a late game carry build. He went with such a crazy attack speed build. Bork into Hurricane into Phantom Dancer. He's currently sitting on a crit cloak.
Yeah.
I have to assume he's going into Infinity Edge.
I would hope so.
But, like, that's not going to be a super high DPS build until that Infinity Edge is built.
No.
And now maybe Mimanali's got us. He takes the arrow in the Baron pit, has to flash out, running for his life. Meanwhile, in this top lane, Swordface maybe can finally fight Purple Pickle Pie as they're trying to save their lives. Now back at the Baron pit, Bernie Sanders' bot goes down to the plants, but at what cost? Leona playing very forward. Master Splinter now with the double knockup. He can play this as forward as he wants. This is 3 kills for 2. Exhaust onto Cammer, who is now going down. Oh, no, what? Cammer is doing so much damage. Cammer hit Memenomics with the 2 for 0 to save the fight.
That fight was pulled out by the slimmest of margins from Pot of Greed, but they did pull it off. The one good news for TSA here is that Sword Mace can apparently win the 1v1 against Purple Pickle Pie now.
Yeah, I wasn't I didn't quite catch the lead into that. I'm not sure if Purple just took a free trade and then disrespected Sword after,
took a
or
lot
Sword
of
has arrived.
Purple had a lot of damage on him before he started going in for the trade, but still.
Now, a lot of damage onto this mid-tier 3, but Cammer putting out a lot of damage of his own. A lot of members of TSA spawn though, so the siege is going to come to an end. And, you know, for as much as we've talked about on Cammer, he's had a very good game.
Yeah, he has.
After, like, the
rough start.
15-minute mark.
Rough start.
He started to try at some points. And he's been a monster in these team fights.
He's been looking really good. Playing, like, real solid kite game, getting in a lot of damage, and it's paying off for him.
Yeah, this might be Cammer's best team fighting game of the whole season. Which is maybe not what we expected when he picked the Caitlyn, but at the same time, when you're just mechanically better than so many of your opponents, Caitlyn's got the range to just get team fights off, and Cammer he's done it to his fullest.
Yeah.
Enchanted Crystal Arrow hits Phoenix Blaze, and the Leona forces a flash over to Veil Destiny, but he's being flashed forward by Reventone. Demonomics, you did not want to come in there to save his life, because Master Splinter's knocked you both up. Destiny is down to the monkey. 18 kills on Master Splinter, not done. Make that 19, and a 0 for 3 that started off of a Bernie Sanders arrow.
That was just, everyone could have, like, they could have gotten out with just 1 for none. But every single person from Pot of Greed tried to save someone else, and it just backfired.
Yeah, we saw what happens when team play goes wrong. Now Renai Circulation jumping the wall. Purple Pickle Pie going for the hero.
Oh my!
Cataclysm a double kill onto both of the carries. Master Splinter has no health remaining, and Cammer is here, chasing onto the Leona. Just barely gonna get the kill. A double for Cammer, a double for Purple Pickle Pie.
That was disgusting!
They 2v5 to save the tier 3 and probably save the game!
Oh my goodness! That ult was huge!
Oh my goodness, that is exactly what you picked top lane Jarvan for, and
that was a
Pickle
dunk.
Pie has delivered. And now the base for TSA is in so much danger as this mid lane tier 3 being tanked. Master Splinter has fallen off despite his scoreline, and this is probably going to be an inhibitor down.
This is gonna be
But
2.
TSA
Looks like they're
is
going for 2.
This is a dangerous second
Yes,
inhibitor.
it is. Okay.
And they have split. Master Splinter knows it. Watch for the Enchanted Crystal Arrow.
Yeah, Ash. Ash
As
goes
it's
out,
coming
Ash goes
out,
out.
oh,
Oh!
it misses.
At the last second, the quick turn from Failed Destiny. And we have Elder Dragon spawning in 15 seconds. 2 massive objectives now on the map. Elder really good for this Pot of Greed team too.
Yeah, they have 3 dragons available to double. This is, oh man. So many crazy ways to play the game out at this point. Both teleports are available. Both super objectives are on the map.
We're going to finally see the IE come out for Ashe here. That's something that probably needed to come in earlier. I wonder if that's part of the reason why he's just had so many assists, just because he couldn't finish off a lot of these kills.
Yeah, I know the Bork rush is... It's a thing. I don't know if Ashe is doing it all of the time or just some of the time, but the Bork into Hurricane into Phantom Dancer was just not being very effective. Yeah. Especially that Phantom Dancer, I'm not sure what Bernie Sanders thought was feeling that threatened by.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't blame him entirely up against a Jarvan and a Vi, as we see maybe Purple Pickle Pie
TSA has the better pathing here.
Yeah,
They're
Purple is
down
just
mid lane.
like the recall. The health on that super creep maybe saving the base here.
Yep. Yeah, it's gonna solve a lot of problems.
By the way,
Also, there's the gates. Those gates saving the day in between. A lot of vision going down here for the Baron bait.
Oh no, Master Splinter coming in stealth, looking for a pick on Demonomics, and the Enchanted Crystal Arrow going to miss. Renai Circulation gets nothing for that ult. Ashe gets nothing for that ult. And all they have to blow on the opposing team is the Zyra. And now even having Slash Ward, they're trying to give this Leona, who's just barely going to make it out. Now Purple Pickle Pie smells blood, but Phoenix Blaze picks up the kill. Now Master Splinter tried to 1v5, but he is no longer a factor. The Guardian Angel has been popped. Master Splinter goes down.
This is gonna be the game.
Oh no! A huge team fight for bottom green. Sword and Mace running for his life. Pops the Zanyas. He gets purple, but that doesn't matter. It's just Red Eye Circulation alive.
Red Eye Circulation versus the world. 40 seconds. Well, 30 seconds before anyone really big carries are up.
Yeah, the
Pot
creep
of
waves are
Green
in
should be able to
such
finish this
good position here. If they had to for some reason, they could easily take this bot inhibitor, which they're going to do while the creeps come up mid. Now
They have a
have
large wave off
so
of that. 10
many
seconds
creeps.
till Leona's up. There's no way Red Eye Circulation has to pull off something as big as Purple Pickle Pie did.
Yeah, and he's
to save this
flashing away.
game.
He is not going to get that big play. And Pot of Greed are the kings of the Fiesta.
Oh my
What?
goodness. What a game. That was amazing.
Yeah, that was as SBL as it gets.
At the end of the game, 36 kills. Blood everywhere, just under 40 minutes.
And as hard as Master Splinter tried, we saw one of those vintage games where the jungler was just not enough. As it's crazy to say it's about a 5-2 team, but TSA looks like they are approaching free fall.
Yeah, I know. That was some real quality play out of Camera and Purple Pickle Pie that game.
Yeah, I gotta look at this damage delta champions real fast. Holy moly,
the Camera
amount of damage. Camera did almost twice as much damage to champion as Phoenix plays.
He does. Oh, this Phoenix. Oh, yeah. Thought you were gonna say it was Master Splitter. I'm like, nah, he's got a ways to go for that. But yeah, Phoenix plays 48 to 45. Jeez.
So which one do you want to hear from?
Dude, I'd hear from Camera or Purple Pickle Pie. They both played phenomenally. Words are hard.
Alright, we're gonna try to pull the Pickle Pie into here. And we're gonna try to pull a Camera into here.
There we go. That's what I like to hear. I want to ask them what their reaction was when they had that 2v5.
Yeah, I would love to just ask them both about the 2v5.
Yeah.
And perfect, they're both here. Purple Pickle Pie and Camera, congratulations coming off a fantastically played game. So we're gonna just jump straight into this. The 2v5 under your mid lane inhibitor turret, what was going through your minds?
Cameron, you want to take it away? I mean,
nothing was going. It was just we were just communicating. We were just connected, you know. I just
connected as one.
Yeah,
So
we just
how
knew as soon
hard-
as they stepped on that trap, it was over.
Yeah, how loud were you guys screaming when they stepped on the trap, Jarvan comes through, and you just see 3 people's health bars go from full to like 5% immediately?
Oh, it was priceless.
I screamed my head off at that. I was
That's pretty
fucking
good.
done. That was great. Oh yeah, so you guys are now, that was a big win for you guys. You're now guaranteed tied for third, depending on how the next match goes. Could be a 3-way tie for second, and it's only a game behind first place.
Yeah, baby.
So, do you guys think this game was the start of kind of your turnarounds? I mean, this now puts you guys on 2 wins in a row, but this was definitely your biggest win of the season. Do you guys think we've been talking all season like you guys have the talent, but are things finally starting to click for Pot of Greed?
Yeah, I mean, we've been finding our way this last 2 games. Basically put me on a carry and let's go from there. And then Cameron can finally position correctly.
And build correctly.
That's true.
So, was there ever a point during that game where you were like, all right, Master Splinter's, 10-1, he's 15-2, were you guys concerned that like he was gonna just do it all himself, or were?
Oh yeah, it was
Were
gonna
you-
be like the last time we played against him. But We kind of controlled them this time.
Honestly, I never looked at Splinter's score until the end of the game, seeing these 19 kills.
Well, you're the diver, so you just get to go in. You don't give a shit about him.
Yeah, well, yeah, I let you guys deal with that. As long as I can get 3 people.
Yeah, because I was gonna say there was definitely some like mental imagery where Wes was just Master Splinter was just starting to go off again. And I was like, is this gonna be a repeat of last week, the last time these guys faced, where it's like doesn't matter what pot agreed threw at him, Master Splinter just tosses it all in the backpack and takes everyone down, just kicking and screaming. But you guys broke his back this time.
Oh yeah.
Better be careful, man. Could
Break
be a
him, man.
repeat of the finals last split.
Oh,
Yeah, you guys were in that game.
We
I
got the
remember
core. We got the core here.
You got no
Yeah.
wing required for this team to
No
go all
wing
the
required.
way. Yeah, I guess we'll cut it there. I think we got the insight we need to hear from you guys. Congratulations, that was one of the most exciting SBL games I've ever watched, with both teams just shy of a kill a minute by the end. Thank you for playing such an awesome game for us.
Yeah.
Congrats on your win. That was a huge win in terms of tiebreakers, but
Yeah,
I'm sure
no
you guys are
biggie.
aware of that. Good luck next week. I hope your games keep going well, because when you guys play like you care about the game, you're a lot of fun to watch. So we will be right back, guys, with game 3 that will probably not be as good as that one, but stay tuned anyways.